It's Monday, and that means we have another episode of Monster Monday in store for you. This year, we are celebrating 5 years of helping these heroes live their best life. 5 years of doing epic. 5 years of making sure they have everything they need. Because of you, this is all possible. We thank you for not only tuning in, but we thank you for doing epic and being part of the Monster family. Because of you, all things are possible. I'm Riot, and alongside me is the world famous Misty, and we welcome you to Monster Monday. Yay! We're a little late today because we were discussing some things, and all of a sudden I'm like, it's a little bit late. So I'll give people more time to be patiently waiting for us. So that's pretty awesome. Good to see you again.
You too.
I know it's been a whole 5 days now. So
Yeah.
yeah, and you're back to reality. So yeah. I joked around because I've been gone for a hot minute, and I joked around with Amy that I said I'm not coming home until the snow is gone. And we had a ton of snow when I left, and we had 15 more inches while I was gone. So I was joking around with her about that, and I got home and we don't have any snow.
Oh, you're kidding.
It's all gone. There's like a couple little piles, and that's it. So it was just crazy that I joked around like that, but it is what it is. So do you have any snow at your place?
Here and there.
Yeah, not much.
Mainly mud and water.
Yeah. I don't know if we probably have some mud around here too, but I didn't really check. But I didn't get too far. Today was unpacked day, so that's pretty great. You get rested up after your trip?
Yeah, I had the day off too. I haven't been back to work yet, so.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. And Amy was homesick today. I'm still not quite 100% by any means, but I'm much better than she is. But I felt bad, so she came home from Florida and has been sick. So, it is what it is. But it's kind of a bummer. But we'll get to it because we've got a busy show tonight. Got some fun stuff. But as everybody knows, we were at Bike Week last week. We were down there, but I spent 21 days on the road. So I got home last night. I don't even know what time I got home, but whatever time I got home, it wasn't too late. But I was happy to get home. 3 weeks is a long time to be on the road and sleeping in hotels and at my kid's house for a couple nights. But mainly I was in hotels, and that's just too long to be gone. That is not my jam. If I'm going to be gone that long, I really prefer it to be on a bike. You're 3 weeks in my truck is just out of control, and that's never happening again. So whatever I schedule things next year, it's not going to happen 3 weeks in a row. I don't think I'm going to do anything next year until Bike Week, because it was a disaster this year trying to do anything with the storms. I'm not leaving. It's hard to leave here when you got storms coming. So that's no good. But anyhow, we'll get to it. Bike Week was a great success. I want to thank Craig and then really the entire Wild Ass crew down there. They did so much work to help us out. First, Craig secured a spot right next to him that was, that we could put up our Mile Monster tent that we got through Craig right before the event. So that was a big hit. And not only have the tent and everything set up, but Craig and the crew, not only organized it, but they took it down at night when the weather was going to be bad and put it back up in the morning, put the bike where it needed to be. It wasn't as easy as just, oh, here's the bike, here's our spot, everything's good. And including the chaos of tearing it down. It was just absolutely crazy. But so I really want to thank those guys for that. That was awesome. And, last week's Monster Monday in the bar, that was fun to have a live audience. And what I thought was crazy about that is we spun the wheel for the first time for January and February. Anybody donated, we're going to pull 5 winners every month. We combined January and February because we just started it. But every month we're going to pull 5 winners. And at the end, there will be 35 people on the wheel. And then we're going to spin it to get the 2 that are going to be on stage. But I couldn't believe that. I think Frosty told me there was 900 and some, 950 maybe, on that wheel. And then we spin it, and 4 people are in the room that we're doing it, and Al has never been at a live show, and we just ran into him at Bike Week. He's like, "Hey, I'd like to be there when you do the show." I said, "Oh, well, if we do it somewhere, that'd be cool." He came over and then happens to be one of the people, so that was pretty awesome. So,
Crazy.
um, so we got our first 5 that rocked on to the end. So a pretty good chance. It's what, a 1 in 17 chance or 1 in 17 and a half to do it. So, um, that's pretty good that, you know, a chance to be on stage. So that was awesome. And, you know, uh, filming everything that we put on Babe the Blue
Mhm.
Bike was, Snapshot flew in on Sunday, and then we started filming, on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We filmed, and they were long days. I got up early and we started filming right away in the morning, and we were done in the early afternoon, but then we had some talking to do and all that good stuff to do along the way. But I just want to thank the sponsors and vendors that stepped up and put something really cool on Babe the Blue Bike. Wild Ass, Mustang seats, Denali lights, Clockworks. Clockworks had a custom fender painted and hand guards and a windshield. That was really cool. Legend suspension, Chromeworks exhaust, Nelson Rig, the sounds crew over there with the audio that Rolo and Jay use. They hooked us up with them. Custom Dynamics. And I also want to just throw a shout out to KST Bars, who took my bars off my Street Glide that I hated. I have a brand new bike. I couldn't even ride it. The bars are so uncomfortable. They're bars. They're not stock bars. They're bars that I picked and I had somebody put on, and I just absolutely hated them. They just bothered my hands and everything. So they were really cool and they took that off. So I just want to thank those guys. So that was uh that was pretty cool to get all that done. And the film work that Snapshot is doing. Don't you think that is just incredible what he's been
It
able
is.
to do? I don't even know how he does all that and does
I
it.
don't
We'll get him on when they're all done. Maybe we'll have him on next week for me to meet the monsters. I think we'll get him on. He's really come a long ways, and I
Mhm.
call him a kid, but I mean he's a grown ass man. But in my mind, if you're anywhere within a 5 year to 10 year window of my kids, you're just
Yeah, you're a kid.
So I think him as a kid, and I was super proud of him. To get into town and do that kind of work and stay focused like that and get it done. And he was very dedicated. He put a lot of time in and to that. So it was really badass. And the videos are just they are professional. When you
They
talk
are.
having a professional for film crew there, that's exactly what it was professional. And it really I can't even tell you guys how much of a difference that made on my end when I'm meeting with these people. And some of them are new. They're not anybody that's ever helped us in the past or been involved with us. So it was super super cool. And that video just when I tell them we have a film crew coming, they made us legit, and they were really into it, and they were like, all right. And then when they started seeing the results of other people's installs that he had already had edited and aired, they were like, "Well, damn." Everybody thought it was cool except the marketing people at these different places because they're like, "I'm getting paid to be here, and this kid just whooped my ass in putting out." So, I don't think he was they were his number 1 fan. I was a much bigger fan, and of course, I don't have very good filter, so I called a few of them out like that, and I said, "Don't you get paid? And why do you got such a shitty camera? Are you doing this with a phone, man? Like this is how professionals do it." And the one,
Mhm.
uh, he didn't find the humor in that, but that was kind of funny. But anyhow, so that was that. We got everything filmed away, and then we had some fun as well. Wow, we went to Hairball and rocked that place out. If you don't know Hairball, it's an '80s cover band, and they actually get dressed up. What do you think of Hairball?
I think hairball's awesome.
I love them. I think they're
Yeah.
so entertaining. Um, I don't think Twister was very impressed, and I have to reevaluate my whole
Why?
because she didn't know any of the songs. So I have to reevaluate my whole take
Really?
on Twister because if you can't sing along to all those songs, like
Oh.
you got to get your ass with some headphones on and listen to good music. That's how young she is. Like
Mhm.
I kind of laughed, but anyhow. it was great. Hairball, they put on a great show, but they
They
actually
do.
dressed the part. So when they were AC/DC, they look like AC/DC. When they were Kiss, they look like Kiss. And they
Mhm.
rotate, the lead singer rotates, so they're constantly changing and looking
Mhm.
cool. So that was cool. And then when the wife was there, went for a drive on the beach, and you guys were hanging out on the beach. Did you guys drive on the beach or just hang
We
out
did
there?
not. We did not.
Yeah, I
Nope.
took her rental Jeep and chased the seagulls, and that was fun, and, took it out in
Nice.
the water a little bit, but that was a great time. That was really the highlight of my whole week was the couple hours I spent hanging out with the wife on the beach. I thought that was kinda fun, although it was
Looked like
freezing ass.
fun.
It was cold, but,
Yeah.
it was good, but it was pretty fun. Yeah. There's Chris said she was gonna they were gonna stay for 2 songs. They stayed for the whole show. I thought it was fun. It was a great hangout, so that was great, and then, a couple days after that, I didn't feel so well. Actually, I think it was the next day. So I didn't feel so hot, and they were having a birthday dinner for Twister, and I went back to my hotel, sat on the bed, and thought, "Man, I am
And
not
he
making
ghosted
that."
us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just done. I had a Nutter Butter for dinner and a Gatorade. That was my dinner. I was like, "I'm not even going to get
Oh,
something to eat," and I was too tired to even deal with getting a DoorDash. So, I just went to bed, and so anyhow, and I'm still not quite right, but it's all good. But,
yeah. Too
and
much fun.
that dinner was looked pretty fun too. I was kind of bummed that I missed it. Everybody singing happy birthday, and, you know, the whole place, anybody who's anybody was at that dinner. So I missed
It
out on a
was
good
fun.
time.
It was
So
a good time.
yeah, but it was looked like a great time. Got sick, but that's the way it is.
That's the way it is. Yep.
Yeah, and then on the weekend, I did not go to Jacksonville for the IBA event because I still wasn't feeling good. But Rolo, I was happy that I got to see her that day in the morning, and I got to give her a hug and tell her how proud I was of her because she got her award for doing her 100,000 miles, and they acknowledged the fact that she rode her motorcycle every day of the year, and so that was kind of cool. And I was really, really disappointed I wasn't there for that, but you know, it's that happens. But there was a bunch of people that were there and got some good pictures. So thanks everybody else for cheering her on and congratulations on that role. That was pretty awesome. And Saturday, what day did you go home?
We went home Friday.
Yeah, you went
Well,
home.
we got home at Saturday, but
Yeah,
we attempted to go home Friday.
your trip home was a shit show, but
Yeah, that's
packing. I've never been at Bike Week on pack up day, and I've never obviously had anything to pack up. Well, that was a nightmare, and I don't want to do that again. And if I do, I'm going to definitely adjust how I do it because I did it all wrong, and it was pulling a 20-foot trailer with 3 motorcycles on it, trying to get around that madhouse. I did. If you could do anything wrong, I did it. I went
you did.
when I shouldn't. I got caught where I shouldn't. Had turned my truck around in places that were awful, but I don't know. It happens, so that's the way it is. So
Oh
you didn't miss out on anything there, but
well.
uh, that's good. But let's see. We got a couple guests here for Meet the
Yeah,
Monsters. So when we get to Meet the Monsters, do you want to ask every other question? Can you see it in the notes?
we
Or do you want
can.
to ask your own questions and I'll just skip
No, I don't want to do that to them.
them?
Well, I can ask every other. We
Awesome.
just can't see the comments then. So, but yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. Yeah.
I'll
Oh,
click on.
she's okay with that.
All right.
Okay.
Otherwise, I can click on the comments while you're reading it, so that's fine too. So,
Okay.
all right. So here's our first guest ever for Meet the Monsters. It's a monster that most people know. She's super involved. She works a lot with any and everything that needs organizing. So anybody that knows my abilities know that I'm limited when it comes to spreadsheets and organizing, and that's where this mega monster steps up and really takes over. So welcome here, Mega Monster Frosty. Yeah, I don't know how he meant that. Like, where did Dylan do that? Dylan's on the ball today, man. He has got it. I like it when I'm surprised with something. So that'd be good. Hey, can you turn your phone the other way? You'll fill my screen in better.
That way? Can you guys hear me too?
There you go.
Do I have to everything?
There you go. It'll just take a second to catch up to you. It's all good. Perfect.
Yep, it'll catch up.
Just lagging a little bit because
You guys can hear me okay?
Yep, now I can. Awesome. So welcome to Meet the Monsters.
Okay.
This is our first Meet the
And
Monsters. So we're gonna check this out. You're kind of frozen up a little bit. So they live in a place that the internet is fairly new to.
It's Minnesota.
Yeah, came in. They were busy bringing Smallies in when they should have been bringing internet cable in.
We still don't have internet, so
She's froze. She's froze up.
I wondered if it was going to work.
Well, you could try it the other way if it'll work. I don't know. Maybe your phone just likes to be the other way.
I don't know. Kick me off and bring the other one in if I'm still frozen.
oh,
No, you're good.
good.
You're good.
Okay.
The phone.
Okay.
Her system likes her to be tall. That's awesome. Well, I tell you what, we're not going to keep you forever. We just want to rock through some questions, let people get to know you a little bit, and so we just have about 6 questions and a bonus one. So nothing big and nothing crazy. As I said, you're the one that takes care of the things kind of behind the scenes. So that is really the first question too, is what is your monster role? Like what do you do with the monsters? I mean, I kind of know, but I like to hear people tell it, and people always want to know.
Well, chaos coordinator, you gave me that name a couple of years ago, but I do a lot on the backside. So where you guys see the numbers that are coming from Give Butter and where the wheel spins, the 958 people, those are being put into spreadsheets and trying to figure out who's the biggest donors for the year, things like that. So it's always on the backside.
Yeah. Frosty doesn't like to be front and center in front of the microphone and camera. And I don't like to be doing spreadsheets, so it works out pretty good. But I mean, what you do, you really do well. And I want to tell you, like, a lot of people see my face on videos or at events or on the stage or whatever, but none of this would happen without these monsters we want to introduce. And they're also involved and make such an impact that is really why I wanted people to meet the monsters, because like people give me credit for crap I have nothing to do with. And I tell people that and they think I'm kidding sometimes, but we would not be where we are today without the help of the monsters like this, and especially Frosty. She's the she's the right hand. I call her the boss, and I just try to keep a smile on my face and do that kind of stuff. But I really do appreciate everything you do. Before we go on any further, and when we wouldn't be doing this kick-ass stuff if you were involved. We'd still be where we were a few years back, one big event that I could coordinate and do, and I would never even attempt to do the things we do today for massive things, buying bands. That it wouldn't happen without help, and I greatly appreciate it. So Misty's going to hit you. Misty's going to hit you with question number 2.
Oh, great.
How did you find Mile Monsters?
So we met Riot in, I think it was 21, and he was riding Pearl, and we met him up here in Minnesota. And Mile Monsters wasn't started yet, and then in 22 we went over and watched the finish of Hoka-Hey, and that's where I really started to get involved and wanted to be involved.
Yeah, that seems like yesterday too. I can't even remember. I remember the first time I met you, but I don't remember what year that was, because we started Mile Monsters in January 1st of 2021. So it might have been our first year, and it wasn't very big then. Didn't have a ton of stuff going on that first year. So it's grown a lot since then. But I remember that. And it's crazy how time flies. I mean, I just found that picture. You guys were all there. And it was just fun because I didn't really know you guys that great, including Misty and Dylan there, and everybody's in that picture. And that was a lot of fun whenever that was. So I'll have to find that out. But that was pretty cool. That was cool. All right, my turn. What has been your favorite event so far?
Favorite event so far was my very first Monster Day with Gavin.
Oh, that was
kind of where it started. Yeah, that's where I really started to get involved and knew that this is where I needed to be.
I remember that too, because you got your name Frosty from that trip that trip.
Yep.
Was that the trip you got from that you came down when you got the name Frosty? Remember, no, it was going to
Yep.
see him, but it wasn't for the Monster Day, was it? Wasn't it when you
Well,
went to
I
see
went.
him in the fall?
I went to see him in the fall, and then yeah, you gave me my name Frosty at his Monster Day during
Yeah, that's
one of
right.
your speeches. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I do a speech and I just name you during my speech, and it stayed and it fit and it was perfect. So that was awesome. Sometimes things come to my little pea brain at the last second, but I'll take it. All right, Misty, you're up.
Number 4. Plans for 2026 for you.
The big one is Hoka So I'll be a rookie this year for Hoka
I'm excited about that one for sure. You know, you got a
Yeah.
busy. Most people don't have as many plans as for 2026 as you might, but I'm really looking forward to the Hoka for you guys. That's going to be cool, especially you riders have never done it before.
Yeah, it's you think, you sit and think about it and you're like, oh yeah, I'm good. And then when you start talking about it, then it's like, oh yeah, it really hits home.
Yeah, but 2 days before you leave, it really sinks in. And the morning you get up, the morning you go to leave to get to that starting line. I mean, I remember that well, riding out the driveway, looking in my mirror, seeing my wife. I remember it like it was yesterday. So there's days you just won't forget about it. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
And then
you got
everything
planned?
else with Mile Monsters. Oh, Mile Monsters.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say when you said what do you got planned. I was like, that's kind of a what do we got planned? Go at our calendar and everything we have for Mile Monster, she has planned.
Yeah, I know Chad just got home from Daytona too, and we're talking about, we've got the taco run, and then I've got a trip to Mom's, and then I start 4-day work week, so I can just Thursday night, I'll leave Thursday night and ride all weekend, and then I go back to work Tuesday morning. So it's just ride, sleep to get ready for everything.
That's awesome. What a great problem to have. Ride, sleep, ride.
I know. Yep. And I'm thankful for the job that I have because they are so flexible with me.
That's really good. All right. Hey, what's your favorite color?
Probably a light blue.
How come you had to think about it? Don't people just have a favorite
Because
color?
I don't know. I don't. I really don't have a favorite color. I've never have, and I would never have went, oh, this is it. Nope, never have.
That's really funny because
Crazy.
I've always said my favorite color has been the same for as long as I can remember. I've always liked it, and it's kind of funny how that works. But then when you think about it, I'm like, huh. I thought everybody just have a color, just be like, what's your favorite color? Purple, like you just throw it out there, but I guess not. So, all right, that's awesome. Missy's got another one for you.
I do. What is your middle name?
Lee.
And it's so funny because both those.
It's the most random question.
Yeah, because I don't know why, but those both came from my broken brain because I always ask people their middle name and their favorite color. I don't know why. I really don't even have an answer. Maybe it's because my best friend, I've called him by his middle name since we were in high school. So, and nobody else does. I'm the only one that calls him. I'm the only one that calls him Charles. Everybody else calls him Todd. They wouldn't even know his middle name. So I don't know. Maybe that something kicked on. So, and we got one more for you too.
The other night when my name just randomly got drawn, for the on the wheel, and it popped up Miranda. I was like, why did it do that?
Yeah,
nobody ever calls me Miranda. It was always if I was in trouble or Chad, I'll go Miranda Lee, but that's it.
Yep, that's pretty funny, and yeah, I still can't believe that 4 people were in that room.
Crazy.
Chad takes credit for being there for you, but same thing, husband. It was pretty awesome. But I was happy to see your name come up. There's a lot of people active and donating a lot. And it was a lot of fun, so that was cool. I just have a bonus thing. This wasn't really on there, but do you have any fun facts? Do you have a fun fact that nobody would know about you if you didn't tell them?
No, I don't think so. I'm a pretty open book.
I have a fun fact, but I'll save that for
do you?
Show.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'll save it for the after dark.
No, I don't. I don't know. Sorry.
Well, thank you for coming on. I hope people. I hope people get to know you a little better because you were on here today, even though you're pretty out there open all the time. But I appreciate it. And again, I appreciate having you as part of the team. Love you, darling. We'll see you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye. All right. That was fun. I knew most of that, and I've heard her been called Miranda Lee by Chad, so I did remember when she said Lee. I started laughing that I had heard that, and she said that about Chad, so that was pretty good. All right, we have our next mega monster. Everybody's gonna know him. I don't have to waste any time. I met him right before we started Gavin's Texas tour. So that's when we became friends. And it's really funny how life works, how you just kind of click with somebody. I've always thought that was so like just weird how you can just be in a room with 20 people and you just kind of click with somebody and you know this guy is one of those people. We have a lot in common. We laugh at the same things, and I enjoy my time with this mega monster. And he helped film the Goats tour. So welcome, and that's where he got his name as well. So welcome to the stage. Here's Iceman.
Yo,
I like that. Dylan's killing it. And Dylan is on cue too. Like there's not like a countdown. Like he doesn't know exactly when I'm going to press that button. We're not in the same room, and he's just like waiting. He nailed it, man. Nice job back there, Dylan. You're a superstar as well. So yeah, that's awesome. Good job. But welcome, Iceman. It's like I said, we met when we started Gavin's thing, but that's really when we met. We met through D Woods, and and it's just funny that you literally live down the street from Gavin. So now I see you more than my own family. And
that's such a funny story how that, you're in Jersey, Denver's in Washington, and you're looking
yeah,
and I'm in Texas and San Antonio. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I have an idea to bring a film crew with us to film something, get some pictures, and he hooks me up with somebody that's right there. So that's a great story in itself. And if it would have ended there, that would be awesome, but it didn't. And it's been a few years since then, and a lot of cool stuff between that day and this day has really grown. And along with Frosty, I really appreciate everything you do, all the help you give to the monsters, promoting us, the help on the end of actually doing the things, the events and stuff. You really do a great job, and you're a likable guy. You got a great personality and a presence that is hard to find in some people. So that's pretty awesome. And the kids all love you. So, it works out. So I'm really, I'm happy to have you on board. And I just want to let you know how much we appreciate it, because like I was saying with Mandy, it's like a lot of people see my face and they think, oh, that's Mile Monsters. And it's like, no, that's just the jackass who gets on next to the pretty face, every Monday. But, as a team, we are Mile Monsters. There's not a Mile Monster, it's not Mile Monster Inc. It's Mile Monsters. And that's the part that makes it go round. No one person's doing what we do. It's just not even possible. If anybody had any idea how much work goes into this stuff, they would know that somebody with my ability is not doing all that. So anyhow, so welcome. We're not going to keep it too long. You heard all the questions that we just asked Frosty. You're going to get the same ones. So
sweet.
No, I think we should.
I don't like surprises.
Yeah, just change them and just ask random questions. Maybe that's what we'll do moving forward, and just ask random things, and just each of us will come up with a random question. But this is day one.
Yeah. You could give them to me in a random order. I'd still be surprised.
Yeah, exactly. But this is the first time we had to meet the monsters, and the first ones are always the suckers, and they're the guinea pigs that are gonna get it all figured out for us. So moving forward, it might be totally different next week, but it's just something I wanted to display and show off some of the people that are behind the scenes helping. So that was really the idea behind it. So what is your role with the monsters, and what do you feel that you kind of bring to the table, so to speak?
Yeah, so role, I don't know how to answer that, but I would say my goals with, my personal goals with Mile Monsters is I just try to, fill in the gaps wherever I'm needed, wherever I can do to help, if I've got a weird arrangement of skills and if we need something in a weird spot, I just, try to go to where the help is needed. I try to help with the kids however I can. I got to spend quite a bit of time with Gavin because he's right down the street, but I also get to spend some time with Turbo now and then. And I just, I love hanging out with them, great kids, I just try to go to where the help is needed, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, I would say your role in the Monsters is like a general, like oversees the army and just kind of fills in where it needs to be, and
Nice.
I can always count on you, and even when it's out of your wheelhouse, I always know you'll step up and you'll just
Yeah, I
pull
got to figure it out.
You'll figure it out. You got a lot of skills in the sense of things don't go right. Well, who gives a shit? We'll figure that out. We'll wing it, and we'll wing it. We'll buy it. We'll figure it out. We'll rent it. We'll build it, whatever it takes. And like I could not go to Buffalo, and I called you and I said, "Hey, man, we want to go to a football game," and you're like, "No, I don't like football. I don't like football. I don't watch football." And I was like, "It's not you and I going to a game. The Gavin and Turbo. Oh yeah, sure, I'll go." And you just went and did it. So I mean,
Yeah.
no,
That's
what I think of.
stuff.
Yeah, that's what I think of Iceman's role is the go-to. Like that's who I go to when I need something, when I have an idea, when I think I'm being stupid, I go to him because I know he'll agree with me. Hey, I got a crazy idea, and I know if I bring this up to Frosty, she's gonna be like, "What's wrong with you?" I bring up to Iceman, he's like, "Man, that sounds like a great idea. We can do that for sure."
And funny, that's the same. That goes both ways, right? I remember I came up with the idea of getting tased. I sent it to you, and I was like, "Hey, I'm not sure how this is going." "Oh, I love it. Do it. Let's do it." And I sent it to Craig, was my second person, Craig Johnson, and he's like, "This is a horrible idea. No, this is bad idea."
You should unfriend him and not even he shouldn't even be a go-to for calling somebody.
He's too responsible.
I mean, I would have tased you just to see how the tasing was going to look. I would not be one that would turn that down. All right, we'll get to the next question. I said we're going to keep this fast, but then I started rambling. So. All right, Misty's got you now. She'll be quicker.
We kind of covered this, but how did you find Mile Monsters, Iceman?
Actually, Mile Monsters got put on my radar, so to speak, from Hop's Big Ride. I heard about this crazy guy doing 100,000 miles in 100 days, and he was doing it for a charity, and I was like, "What?" So that put it on the radar for me. And then it wasn't too long after that I just I started getting involved just with, of course, Gavin was the first. We referred to ourselves as the film crew during that, and when it was all said and done with, we were both monsters, Chase and I. So that was my first, I would say, hands-on involvement. I did the Monster 100, I think it was before that, but Mile Monsters, I first heard of Mile Monsters from Hop and his ride.
Awesome. That is awesome. What's been your favorite event out of things that you've done with or for the Monsters, whatever? Like, what's been something that was, if you have a favorite, do you have one?
Yeah, that's tough. Every event is so much, it just keeps getting better and better, right? But the Bash and Crash sticks out for me because it just felt like a big family picnic the whole time that I was there, and that was the first event that I was able to be there from front to end. So as of right now, I don't really do favorites, kind of thinking very well, but if I had to choose one, I would say it's that one for now.
That was a great one, and it was fun to have everybody there for that time, and that's kind of what I hope to always have. It's like a family event. A family get together.
So good, just the vibe was perfect. And I mean, there was a lot that happened that week, but I keep going back to the kids riding around in those Shriner Jeeps.
Yeah,
it just, oh man, how could you just not be hooked after seeing that? It was just a great time.
Yep, exactly. All right, Misty, you're up. Oh,
plans for 2026.
Well, I'm doing the Hoka. I'm doing Gavin's ride up in the East Coast there. Of course, Taco Run, and the yearly stuff that we always try to do. But I, I actually had a phone call from work, with one of my biggest customers today, and things might be slow this year. So I don't know. We might turn up the gas a little bit here and see what we can get done. So.
Well, the Hoka is a lot. That's a lot just in itself. Because you got to get there, you got to do it, and then you got to get back. So that's a lot. That's always a big commitment in itself. And then we got Gavin's ride. You still got to get here, and you got to get here, and you got to ride it, and you got to get home. So anything you do is a lot of time. So to do one or two is a lot. So that's awesome. That is awesome. Hey, what's your favorite color?
Again, I don't do favorites for really well, but I would say it bounces back and forth between blue and green. Right now, I'm probably blue. The whole Iceman thing is stuck real well, and I keep finding myself getting stuff that's blue, and so but those are my two go-to colors whenever I'm like designing stuff and I want swag or whatever. It's blue or green, not blue green, but
yeah. That's awesome. I can't believe people just don't have a favorite color. That just mind boggles me. No, I feel like I just hang out with people with a bunch of broken brains. That's why we do such crazy stuff, is we're not quite right.
Yeah.
All right.
Some truth to that.
Iceman, what's your middle name?
My middle name is Abel. It's spelled Abel. And
I did not know that, and that's a great reason to ask, because that's a very fitting middle name. Like when you were a little kid getting your ass spanked when you came out, like nobody would have thought you were going to be Abel, and it has so many meanings. That name, so that's very fitting. So, did they take it from the Bible?
Yeah, I got a fun fact to follow it.
Awesome, let's hear it.
My brother's middle name is Cain.
No shit. Cain and Abel.
My dad was a real funny guy.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Like that's
cool.
That's well played.
So
well played.
We get along real good now. So hopefully it doesn't turn sideways for me. But another fun fact is my name is spelled Jason, and my brother's name is Jonas, and it's spelled with the same letters, just Jonas.
Oh, that's man, your dad was thinking. He had it all covered. Man, he just dreamt of the day he'd have a couple boys, because he had that all planned out and figured out.
Wow.
I'm thinking I was on the ball. I had my kid's name figured out before I asked Amy to marry me. We already had decided on our boy's name. So I thought I was ahead of the game, and your dad's like dropping the mic. That's really cool. Now I'm really glad I asked your middle name, because I was like a little embarrassed I didn't know it. So usually I ask people that, so it's kind of funny. So, well, that's what we got. You got any surprise questions for him, Misty?
Well, I was going to ask this to Frosty too, but if you had one thing you need to bring on your bike on a ride that you would never leave without, what would it be?
If I had one thing, is that what you said?
Yeah, just one thing that you take on every ride.
Wild ass. Always a wild ass. If it's going to be a ride out, more than 10 minutes, I'm taking my wild ass.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like next time we ask somebody that, movie, other than your wild ass is going to be.
Okay, that's what I'll have to ask.
Okay, other than your wild ass, what would it be?
Other than your wild ass, what would it be?
What else would I take? What would I take on a long trip besides my wild ass? Yep. Shit, I don't know.
You wouldn't be without.
I don't know. So I'm trying to think of all the things that I would need. Like I don't need a mattress. I don't need I mean, those are all great things to have, but I guess my passport.
Yeah, I forgot that a few times. So that is good. All right, man. Well, thanks for coming on, my man. It was great to see you in Florida. I wish I could have hung out a little more, but didn't feel so hot and had to go recover a little bit. So.
I feel that. It's all good, man.
That's all good. So that's all right, man. Thanks for coming on. Greatly appreciate you and all the help you give. The kids love you. We love you. and it's a great partnership and a great team that we make. And I think you fill a lot of voids that I leave open, and I try to fill the ones that you miss. So I think together we make you're part of a very needed teamwork that works well together. Man, I
Yeah.
like to ride with you. I like to work with you on stuff. It's awesome. So and above and beyond, you love the boys, and that's really what the driving force, and that shows it with your interaction with them. So we appreciate you, my man.
Yeah, right on.
Awesome, man. See you later.
See it.
See ya.
All right. Well, that was cool.
That was.
Abel. Was that a badass
Abel,
middle name?
that's-
Like he is.
that
He is.
I've
He
never
is.
heard
Ba-
that.
Man, he's so badass. Like he is badass. So of course he'd have a badass middle name. I don't know why I didn't think of something like that. So that was really cool. So
Bromance.
yeah, he's got a middle name Abel, so that was pretty awesome. And
That
I don't
is
care. I
awesome.
don't even care too, because you know, I have no I my feelings are on my sleeve. I'm like an ogre, so they're right there on my sleeve, and I tell people what I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not always so good, but a lot of times it is. So they're gonna get whatever's on my mind regardless. But anyhow, I thank those guys for coming on. That was pretty awesome.
That
But
was pretty epic. I like that.
yeah, now we got to hit some news. The only news I have is the Mission 777. They're at like 580 miles, and Brett has lost like 30 pounds
Oh,
since January 1st from walking
That's
and
not
running
funny,
7
but
miles
wow.
a day. So he should disappear by July 4th. So
Yeah.
if Iron Man's watching, he might be gone by July 4th. So everybody, like give him a high five. He's just one day he's gonna be out for a little run. He's gonna look like a little kid. He's just gonna blow away. So
Like a stinking
uh
gum.
yeah, and they had to each get new shoes. They wore out their shoes in the
Oh,
first 2 months. Almost 40 pounds. I
Oh,
don't Brett didn't look like he had 40 pounds to lose. Like Turtle, is he looking like a Kenyan? Like we're gonna see him in the New York City Marathon, like running like a Kenyan.
holy
So
cow. That is crazy.
yeah, that's absolutely nuts. So but I do have their little map. I gotta share that because uh this is their map that
Oh, wow.
how far they've went so far. And look at this. Can you see that okay?
Yeah.
There's where they've run to already. So if anybody knows how far it is from the East Coast, picture the Statue of Liberty to Columbus, Ohio.
Wow.
That's how far they've traveled on foot already this year. So they're working their way from my house to Turbo's house. And as you see there's the route. But I tell you what, that's only 2 months. They're cranking along. So
Wow.
I don't know. I'm pretty impressed with that myself when I look at that. Like they're past Columbus right now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think like when they go through the hood, when they go through stuff, like somebody should go to their house and fire shots by them or something, and like make them feel like they're really walking across the country. And when they get like in other cities, like drive by them, but don't move over too far. So they kind of rip right by them, that kind of thing. So liven it up a little bit for these guys,
Yeah.
I think would be pretty
Well,
good. But
exactly.
so the
That's
Mission
awesome.
777, nice work, you guys. Congratulations on doing their 2 months and being past Columbus. So that's really shows a lot, and I'm glad I could get the map to work today. So that was pretty good. So
That's awesome.
the street cred, do you know what day they're on?
68.
Thank you. I was hoping you're gonna have that. I just know that we're well past 2 months now, and it's kind of out of my wheelhouse.
It's yeah, you got to actually think now to.
Yeah, I gotta look at a calendar that has the numbers what day we're on. So
I don't
let's-
have that. I had it last year, but I don't this year.
So 68, day 68, they're still going strong. I'm going to try to get something set up so they get a place to put their live videos. So maybe we'll talk to the crazy ladies, see if we can take that Facebook page and rename it to Street Cred and just have it roll over, because we already have a fan base there. So we'll check that out. And I know that Raindrop and Nancy were trying to shoot for 100,000 miles this year, and I don't know how that's going. I know Nancy's out there, but I know Raindrop was working hard, so I don't know where she's at, but we'll try to get an update on that too.
Yeah, we'll have to.
So, and then I just had a couple things on the heroes before we get to actual hero news, because
Sure.
I just wanted people to know that we've been working on some stuff behind the scenes and it's moving forward. So it's going to be some things we can watch. But one of the things is remodeling Gavin's bathroom to put accessible sink. That was something that got missed when they redid the bathroom, and weren't thinking about that. Well, Gavin got a sink at his school that he can roll right up to and his sink, and that's what he really wanted. He actually had that on his Christmas list. So they got some contractors and we got that dialed in. Now I don't have the name in front of me, but Birdman had a friend that donated for this very project to help transform this bathroom and have it be complete. So that's going to start pretty soon. And the other thing is Brody is getting a driveway addition, that van. We're putting a little addition on the driveway, so when everything fits, the ramp can come down. There's enough room to get his chair out of the van and around, and then they're going to redo the sidewalk to take the step out, so it's just a ramp. So that's going to be happening as well. And all of the hard work that everybody does to fundraise for these boys, those are a couple of things that are getting done on top of all the other fun stuff. So just want to throw that out there because that's going to be coming down the pipe here and people are going to watch the progress of it. So
Nice.
I was going to talk to you about that, but we ran out of time. We're already a minute late. So
So
we
we
didn't get
were
that
late.
far. All right. So
Okay.
that's
No,
good. At least we
awesome.
have something this week.
Yep, we do.
All right.
That's
So
awesome.
what else you got? Because I see we're way past our time, but that
Yes, I'll
happens.
be quick.
All right.
I wanted to mention that it is honor roll week and they're on day 2 of that. So
Yeah, I missed that.
I know I missed it last week, so sorry, Honor. But so Alfie's doing good. He lost his phone, so if you're trying to reach out to him at all, or if you haven't heard from him, he lost his phone, and he still doesn't have PlayStation. So things are not well for Alfie right now. His mom
Alf?
says she's trying, but
Yeah, that's Alfie.
yeah, it's Alfie. Turbo's been still hanging with the neighbor kids and playing with our C cars and breaking them and the jumps and being a, I don't want to say boy, but
Yeah, that's what boys do. You
that's
never
what boys
outgrow.
do, whether
That's
you're
what boys do.
50 or, yeah.
I don't give me a remote control car. I'm gonna be jumping the shit out of that thing. And I'm 57, so if you grow out of a remote control car, I really don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah, it's
Like,
true.
now you're just way too old for me to hang out with.
Exactly. And the fams are working on remodeling their bedrooms. I know mom's been crazy busy with that. Jackson went to a school dance, so of course he was thrilled with the music and everything.
A
Saturday.
school dance? What the hell's a dance at 6?
I
Was it?
guess.
That's crazy. I didn't go to a school
know.
dance till I think I was in high school.
I know, me either. I thought that too, but I'm like, well, good for you. Saturday they played mini golf and arcade and went swimming, so it sounds like he had a pretty fun weekend. This week he has appointments, so he's going to be busy with that. Brody got out. I don't know if you saw pictures, but he got out in his side by side and scared the hell out of mom. So that looked like
Yeah,
it was
exactly. That a boy. I love that, man. It's like boys are just not quite right. You know, these all gas, no brains. I love it.
jumping it. And, yeah, that's funny. Gavin had his DMD clinic. For the most part, everything turned out pretty good for Gavin. He's got a few things that they're looking into. He stopped growing, so they're kind of looking into that. I don't know if you saw that. And they're looking into a heel cord surgery for him, possibly, to help his left.
Yeah,
Right.
he's on the East Coast. He's on the East Coast
Mhm.
now, so I'm hoping I can hook up with him this week. So see what happens. But
Yeah.
I figure it out. Definitely like that. Awesome.
Yep. Yeah.
That's all.
That's what I got.
We went a little over, but you did a great job.
We did. We did go a little over, but that
Well,
was
it all balances out. We're trying to average it to a half hour. Last week we were pretty fast because we didn't have anything. So this week we went a little long, and it's all good. So that's perfect. So that'd be good. And we're gonna try to get some pictures. Is Mandy still on here? Is Frosty still on here?
I think she is.
I was gonna end it with a video we're not gonna air.
Maybe not.
Iceman, do you think I should show that video now, even though we're not gonna post it until after? Did you? Okay. that's a no. Frosty saying no. So we're gonna air that. We're gonna air that on Facebook. So we got a video, just a little. Oops, got a little wrap up video. So we'll do that later. So that'll be next week. We're over on time anyhow, so it's all good. All right. I don't have anything else. We good?
We're good.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dylan. It was great to see you guys down in Florida. I had a fun time at Hairball. I wish that time when you were there, I was super busy and I didn't feel good after that. So
I understand.
one of these years is going to work out where I can just hang out and go ride and do fun stuff. Maybe next year will be the year that takes place. But that's that. I'm happy to be home. I'm going to be really happy when I get to feeling 100%. But it'll be all good. Got through today, and that's all that matters. So everybody else, take care, and we'll catch up next week.
Sounds good.
Show the video, Amy. Show the video.
Show the video.
Nope, the boss already, my work wife boss already said no. So the home wife said yes. So that's that. It's too late. We're already hitting end. See everybody later. Peace.
Have a good